Yeah, hi there. These comments are for 0852. This is Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. And these comments are for, as I said, 0852. And I'm going to listen to your pronunciation post-test. So this is kind of like the final exam at the end of one of my TOEFL classes. And you're also one of my students at California State University, San Bernardino, right? All right, let's get started. So you're reading 3 passages, and you're also going to be talking about or responding to 3 different questions. So let's get started.
Exam Part A. Passage 1. When two people are talking to each other, they tend to stand a specific distance apart.
Okay, with the one word specific, put the stress on that second to the last syllable, specific. Also, you want to blend, tend to stand a specific distance apart. You don't want to pause after every word, especially those words within the thought group.
Each person has an invisible boundary.
The word is invisible, invisible boundary.
Around his or her body into which other people may not come. If someone pierces this boundary, she or he will feel uncomfortable and move away to increase the distance between them.
So you want to sit there and move away to increase the distance between them. Move away, you want to work on blending. Take the final sound, the V, blend that with the first sound of the next word. Move away.
The major exception is family members and other loved ones. This person distance is not due to body odor or bad breath, but because
I think you want to work on your stress, sentence stress. This personal distance is not due to body odor or bad breath, right? So you want to put a little bit of stress on the word not. Is not due.
closeness lends a sense of intimacy that is at odds with the relationship to the other individual. Passage 2. Interestingly, the average personal distance varies from culture to culture.
You want to take the word varies. The S, because it comes after the vowel sound there, excuse me, I would say varies. It sounds more like a Z.
Americans tend to require more personal space than in other cultures.
You want to carry out that vowel sound in the word space. Requires more personal space than in other cultures. Space.
Therefore, if you try to get too close to an American during your conversation, he or she will feel that you are in his face and will try to back away. Try to be aware of this, so if the person to whom you are speaking backs away a little, don't try to
Say the word backs away a little.
fill the gap. Passage 3. Also, try to avoid physical contact while you are speaking, since this may also lead to.
Now with that word, we actually say the word contact. Usually when we have nouns, the stress is on that first syllable, but in this case, it's physical contact. So that's a word stress issue.
Discomfort. Touching is a bit too intimate for casual acquaintances.
Now that word's hard for you. Try it with me. Casual, casual, casual acquaintances.
Don't put your arm around his or her shoulder. Don't touch his or her face or hold his or her hand. Shaking hands when you initially meet your partner is acceptable, but this is only momentary.
All right, now you're going to answer 3 specific questions, and as you do that, I'm going to work on evaluating your pronunciation. I'm gonna pay a little bit of attention to your grammar and your language use. Okay, let me bring up the one web page. Okay, here we go. I'm looking at the 2 web pages at the same time. Okay, let's get to the 3 questions. Okay, let's keep going.
Part B. Respond to the following interview questions. Do not write an outline or practice your answers. Speak as naturally as you can. Number 1. Who is your best friend? Why is this person important to you? Use supporting examples. My best friend is Zhanxue.
I take the word use supporting examples.
She is medium tall with black and straight hair. She always wears a friendly to hold his or her hand. Shaking hands when you initially meet your partner is acceptable. My deskmate and she was good at mathematics, so she helped me to solve. We have knew each other about 5 years, and when I was high as a friend. Why is this person important to you? Use supporting examples. My best friend is Zhanxue. She is medium tall with black and straight hair. She always wears a friendly smile and she is so charming. We have knew each other about 5 years.
Now we have known each other. Use the past participle form, know, knew, known.
And when I was in high school, she was my deskmate and she was good at mathematics, so
I'm not exactly sure if you're saying was. Let me listen to that again.
she helped school. She was my deskmate and she was good at mathematics.
So in the final is the S sound. She was. You want to pronounce that as a Z. She was good at mathematics.
So she helped me to solve a lot of math problems.
I would say math problems or mathematical problems is probably a better strategy for you if possible. Instead of saying, for example, the word refrigerator, you can say the word fridge. So you say a shorter version of the longer word because it's easier for you to pronounce.
I really appreciate her. And we both like reading novels. We always share our feelings, whatever happiness or sorrow. On weekends, we hang out and shopping. Although I come to America, I miss her so much.
Okay, so there's a few words in there I'm having some trouble understanding a little bit. Let's keep going.
Question 2. Where do you see your 5 years from now?
Don't forget the word, where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
What will you be doing? Be sure to explain your ideas with supporting details. I think I will in 5 years later, I will in China and to be a journalist. Actually,
I think you're missing a verb in there. 5 years from now, I will be in China, or I will be a journalist in China. So don't forget the be verb.
I am a transfer student and I will study mass communication in America. I wanted to improve my English and know more about American cultures. Then I will back to China because
Then I will go back to China. Don't forget the word go.
And my family, my friends, they are all in there.
My family, my friends, they. When you say my family and my friends, that's your subject. You don't have to repeat it by saying they, right? So be careful about using unnecessary pronouns when you already have a subject in there. So that's a grammar issue.
And I will find a good job in my hometown television. So I hope that I can be an international journalist.
Don't forget the words like, I hope I can be an international journalist. So those words like a and the, we call these determiners. And sometimes when you're speaking, you're leaving out those noun markers, especially before your singular or your plural count nouns.
At the same time, I will find a part-time job to teach yoga because I love dancing, and I got the yoga teaching certificate before I came to America.
Cool, that's pretty neat.
Question 3. What is your favorite season of the year?
Don't forget the word favorite. You're not really pronouncing that V. What is your favorite season of the year?
Fall, winter, spring, or summer?
Hey, good intonation on that. I liked your tone there.
Be as specific as possible.
Say the word possible. Not possible, but possible.
My favorite season is winter. Not only there are spring festival in China, but also I was born in winter.
I think that's a word order problem. Let's go back just a little bit. Here, hold on.
Firstly, Spring Festival is the most important festival in China. Like Christmas in America, Family and Friends Festival in China. Like Christmas in America, family and friends, we can stay together.
Again, you're repeating family and friends, we can stay together, but once you have your subject there, you don't need to repeat that twice. So that's a grammatical error I've noticed a couple of times in your speech so far.
And chatting, sharing our feelings, and we can. Firstly, Spring Festival is the most important festival in China. Like Christmas in America, family and friends, we can stay together and chatting, sharing our feelings.
Okay, now let's take a look at how you will score. Okay, I'm going to click on the links that we use to grade your pronunciation. Let me click on it right now. Okay, here we go. So the link Okay, so the question is, if I put you in the 4 area, the student has obvious accent pronunciation variations, but these do not interfere with understanding, are rarely distracting. I'm going to score you lower than 4 because sometimes when you're speaking, there are a few words in there I'm not quite sure about. I'm not exactly sure what you're saying. Okay, so you're mostly intelligible. You have a few errors in there. I'm going to put you at 3.5 out of 7. And that puts you at what I call intermediate level in your speaking and pronunciation proficiency. And for the purposes of our class, a 3.5 for pronunciation, that gives you an 86 out of 100 on this particular practice test. Now, the next question is, what pronunciation lessons at my course will be best for you to help you continue to make the improvements that you need to make? Because obviously for the TOEFL, you don't want to be scoring at 3.5 out of 7. You're probably looking to score more, I would say closer to 5.1 out of 7. So you want to try to go up at least 2 levels from where you are right now. In the pronunciation part of my course, I would recommend lesson number 8, the ah. I would definitely recommend that. Also, I would recommend lesson number 14, the F and the V, especially the V consonant sound. I think you need more practice with that. Also, lesson number 16, major measure, especially remember the word casual. You avoided that sound. You couldn't pronounce that. So speak clearly lesson number 16, I think would be important for you based on your post-test. Also, I think with the first three lessons, lesson 26 through 28, grammatical word endings, pay particular attention to how to pronounce the S. The S at the end of the word. Sometimes it's a Z, sometimes it's an S, sometimes it's a is. You have to create a whole new syllable there. You're still having some problems with word stress, so that's lessons 29 through 32. And I would also recommend my lessons, lesson 41 through 44, which has to do with thought groups and blending. This is a very difficult area of your pronunciation. Alrighty, so anyway, during this particular video, and I refer to you as 0852, which is the last four digits of your student number that you're using this quarter at Cal State. I gave you an intelligibility score. I explained why. I also recommended some specific lessons at my online TOEFL course to help you get better. Okay, anyway, have a great day. Thank you for completing the practice test, and I look forward to hearing from you again in the future. All right, bye-bye.